This is the big day, July 14, the 1-year anniversary of last year's protests.
During our week in Israel, we met protesters who strive to politicize the movement and others who want to prevent that from happening at all costs. Another big elephant in the room is the occupation. Protesters like Ronnie fight to end apartheid, while spokespersons like Stav argue that first you have to solve the problems in your own backyard. With all this turmoil, there was no doubt this would be a big test for the movement.
You're the only Palestinian Israeli I've seen here today. Why do you think that is?
طابع الاحتجاجات وطابع صهيوني لدولة إسرائيل الفلسطينيين ما بيقدروا يلاقوا نفسهم فيها. بعدين عم بيحكوا عنهم أقلية. فالفلسطيني مش راح يحس حاله منتمي لهي الاحتجاجات ما دام هو أقلية مش مشارك مساوي بالمطالب وبالاحتجاجات.
All power to the people.
We're standing here by Habima Square and Rothschild Boulevard, where Daphne Leaf put up the first tent last year. A lot of people have started gathering, but we don't really know what to expect today because there seems to be a lot of mixed feelings and arguments about what the protest is actually about. So yeah, let's see what happens. What does it say on your poster?
The poster says, a superhero like me, a Batman, can't afford renting an apartment in Tel Aviv. It's too expensive and we can't handle it anymore. And the crime here in Tel Aviv is the mayor, Mr. Hulda'i.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm gonna fight him.
Good luck, Batman. It's really interesting, actually, even that there is no sort of joint message because everyone has their own issues, and it's beautiful in a way that everyone can come here together and just say what they stand for.
I never really have expectations about people. I'm always surprised that they come. In the end of the day, what I think is most important tonight is to be with our friends, with the people that I discovered in this last year. People who we fight together and the people with whom we're gonna win this war. And
why do you call it a war?
Because it's a war. People do get hurt and people die. People die because of poverty. People die because they don't get their basic rights. It's just slower. It's a slower death. It's not like in a war.
Hi, Daphne. Hi. Congratulations. Is it what you expected?
I expected like nothing. This day is in the spirit of the first tent and the boulevard full of tents where people were conversing with one another. And this is not only a protest, this is also a celebration of an awakening of the people.
Are you going to celebrate?
I am celebrating.
Minutes later, the celebration was cut short when something unexpected and tragic happened, just meters from where we were standing.
A man just set fire to himself. Oh my God! Behind me, a man set fire to himself. His name is Moshe Silman. He threw a letter up in the air right before he burnt himself, and it was a big shock. Nobody knew what was going on at first. I saw Daphne run up crying. The smell is horrific. And I had a rough translation of the letter. He says that he's helpless. He suffered from a brain hemorrhage. The state won't help him. He can't pay his rent. He has nothing and he doesn't want to be homeless. So he set fire to himself as an act of protest because he had no other options.
The evening after the horrors of the 14th, there was an improvised gathering outside the National Insurance Building, close to where Moshe Silman set himself on fire.
people scream here is the government burns me too. We are all Moshe Silman.
How has Bibi Netanyahu reacted to a man setting himself on fire because he felt fucked over by his government?
What Bibi Netanyahu said was, this is a very sad personal tragedy. It's his problem, his specific, personal, private problem, not any social, economic, wide problem, but something that is actually his story, not the story of the protest, not the story of the economic policy, not the story of the government.
What's the general feeling like around Israel?
People are now confused. You know, yesterday's event was new. We reacted with confusion, and thus we are here, and we are mad. And of course, the media is playing it down to the point that they actually falsified the letter that Mr. Silman left behind him. They photoshopped 2 lines of that letter out when they printed it.
Which
the lines in which he blames Netanyahu for what happened to him. They just left it out. There's no choice. Without change, we are dead. Without change, we'd better off set ourselves on fire on the street.
I'm happy that this is still carrying on and hasn't just died out, because it started with very low energies, resembling what happened last night, where there was a lot of frustration about people, not having this urgency to do something. So I'm happy that we were marching and we are carrying on to march. I don't know where.
We're actually walking in the middle of the highway. This is completely unplanned. Cars are forced to stop, and they're all screaming, "We are all Moshe Silman." And for the first time in the history of this protest movement, everyone seems to agree on one thing. Are you happy with the protest?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Of course, yeah.
You're fine being stuck?
I'm fine. If we need...
חבר'ה, כל הכבוד לכם. אם צריך, נעמוד בפקק.
Today's protest may be smaller than yesterday's, but it's so much angrier and so much more emotional. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of the J14 protest movement, and people were celebrating. But then something that nobody had predicted happened. Nobody knows how this is going to change the movement, but what we know for sure is that everyone that we met during our trip here are all present. And they all seem even more determined that Israel needs to change.
When I was a boy, I was dreaming of a land, a promised land for everyone. When I was a kid, I was digging and digging across the borderline. I was sowing seeds of time, avatiah, bandura, batata, feeling fine. Mahoba Ali was my sahbi, but he was playing by the other side.